Hello Internet, it is I, Shepherd Shang, and this is Abyssalcraft is Kind of Awesome, a tutorial series for the Minecraft mod Abyssalcraft. I talked about Abyssalcraft a bit in episode 0. This episode is going to be about the overworld and the biomes that are added to it, as well as some of the materials present that are added. Yes. Okay, so to get started with this mod, you need to make this item here, the Necronomicon. You use 6 rotten flesh, book, 2 iron in this pattern. I have one in my inventory, obviously. Ooh, forbidden knowledge. Abyssalcraft. So, the Necronomicon is basically a guide to the mod. You can find most of the information you need to progress in it. Here's a little bit about the biomes and a bit about materials added. There's something machines, some of the magic system. To really get started with this, go to the Overworld section. You can see how there's this progression here. Yeah, this basically tells you how to continue with the mod. Again, as you get to new areas within that are added by Abyssalcraft, you will get more information. I'll get to that in a bit. So these are some of the items added to the mod. These are upgrade kits. This is the most basic form, wood to cobblestone. I'm going to talk about those in a video about tools. This item here is an iron plate. It's just 2 iron like this. Well, what do you use it for? You use it for food! Yeah, taking an iron plate and a cooked food item will get you the item on a plate. In this case, it is fried egg on a plate. Fried egg, you get it by putting an egg in a furnace. This is added by Abyssalcraft. You can use cooked steak, you can use cooked chicken, cooked pork, or cooked fish. Was there anything? I don't think of it. And this is another food item, the MRE. If you don't know what an MRE is, it's something that exists in real life. It's called Meals Ready to Eat. To make it, iron plate, carrot, potato, and a steak. That's a cooked steak. And here is another item that is somewhat useful. It's the washcloth. It only actually has one use. You use 8 cobwebs and a wool in the center. And to use it, ignore this. That's not important. That's just an arrow. So when you use food on a plate, once you eat it, you get a dirty plate. You use the washcloth, you combine them on a workbench, you get an iron plate back. So it doesn't use up the iron from the plate. This is going to be used a bit later, I'll get to that. So, you'll notice that we are in an different sort of looking biome. And this is the darklands biome. Specifically, this is a variant called the Darkland Plains. There are 3 different types of Darklands. There's Darklands Forest, Darklands Plains, and Darklands Highlands. I'm going to be showing all of them for various reasons. And this is Darklands Grass. It has particle effects. Yeah, those particle effects are normal for the grass. I will show you this. You cannot turn it into farmland. So you can't farm in the Darklands. Even when it's right next to water, it won't turn into the farmland. So, the Darklands biomes have their own trees. These are the Darklands Oaks. Darklands Oak. Yes, I didn't mess that up. What are you talking about? It has their own leaves, their own saplings, and of course their own wood, which you will notice is animated. Yeah, it's a cool looking little log. And this is what the planks look like. They're sort of a grayish brown. Not quite as cool looking as the logs themselves, but hey, whatever. You can use them to make slabs, stairs, stair recipe if you don't know it. And you can make fences out of them. And you can also make pressure plates and buttons. And they basically do everything that's normal. So, what else is in the Darklands? Well, That is in the darklands. I'll talk about that in a second. That's technically another biome. That stuff over there is darkstone. Darkstone can be found underground in darkland biomes. It's basically exactly the same as the normal Minecraft stone. You can put it in when you cook. When you mine it, you get darkland cobblestone, which is right there. And when you cook it in a furnace, you get darkstone back. Darkstone can be used for various stuff. You can make slabs out of it. You can't make stairs out of it, but you can make buttons and pressure plates. And again, when you mine it, cobblestone. It's basically exactly the same as normal cobblestone. Slabs, you can make stairs. Again, the stair recipe thing. You can also make cobblestone walls out of it. It's neat. But yeah, that's, if you don't know the recipe for cobblestone walls, that's it right there. It's just six of the darkstone cobblestone. And now, the darkstone brick. Basically, again, it's pretty much exactly the same as normal Minecraft bricks. You use 4 of the regular darkstone in a square, and you get a darkstone brick. You can make slabs, Yes, I was going to say the stairs first, but I said fences first. Yeah, you can make fences out of it. Think nether stone fences. Nether stone? Nether brick. Oh, my screw-ups. So, here's another cool thing you can use the darkstone bricks for. These are glowing darkstone bricks. These do occur naturally in a couple places. There are a few structures in the darkland biomes I'll be showing you in a bit. Excuse me. Now, making these is a bit expensive. Of course, you need a diamond, a block of glowstone, 3 obsidian, and 4 darkstone bricks. So, what's the point, you might ask? Well, the glowing darkstone bricks have the same light level as glowstone blocks. So, basically, you can replace them and they look different. But, fortunately for you, the crafting recipe actually gives you 4 of these, not just 1. Now, this is another material that appears in the overworld. This is monolith stone. If you actually see monolith stone in the world, I'd recommend running, because that means there are shaggoths nearby. And they will destroy you. I'll talk about them in the mob video. But I will show you the structures that spawn with the monolith stone in a bit. There are also 2 other types of blocks that naturally spawn related to the monolith stone, but again, I'll get to them in a bit. And now on to ores added by the mod. This is niter ore. Niter? You mine it, and you get, aside from experience, you get a niter item. Niter actually only has 1 use. You can turn it into gunpowder. You use 7 of these. Charcoal, it's specifically charcoal. Regular coal doesn't do anything with it. And sulfur from various mods. This particular version of sulfur is from Abyssalcraft. You probably won't be able to get this version till much later in the mod. Excuse me again. It doesn't spawn in the overworld. But this does. Coralium ore. Coralium ore only spawns in ocean biomes and the 2 types of swamp biomes. That's normal swamps and the special type of swamp added by the mod. When you mine coralium, you will get various numbers of these coralium gems. Coralium gems have a lot of crafting uses in this. Get to them in a bit. Fortune will give you more coralium gems. The fortune enchantment. Yeah, I didn't have anything on the back of it. And this is Abyssalcraft ore. Abyssalcraft ore will only spawn in 1 biome, and that is that biome over there, the Darkstone Mountains. Darkstone? Darkland Mountains. I'm getting confused. They spawn at the same level as diamonds, and they have the same rarity as diamonds. when you mine it, you get the ore itself. Just think iron. And when you smelt it, you get abyssalcraft ingots. Abyssalcraft ingots have a bunch of crafting uses. Again, I'll get to them in the tools section. And here's this stuff. Coralium infused stone. This does not spawn in the world. You actually have to make this. Oh, why would you bother doing that? Well, I'll show you in a second. You need 6 regular stone, and these are Coralium gem clusters. Basically, in order to create one of these, you need 9 Coralium gems. You can combine Coralium gems to create various sizes of clusters. These are clusters of 3. You can take... Why did it do that? You can put the Coralium infused stone in a furnace, and when you smelt it, it will get you Coralium pearls. Now, there is another way to get Coralium pearls out of Coralium infuses, and that is to actually mine it with a pickaxe. Unfortunately, I'm in creative at the moment, so I'm not going to demonstrate that. But you do get experience from it. And here is a version of the how to create the gem clusters. That's 9. This is what the cluster of 9 looks like. Excuse me a second. Back today. Excuse me. Now, I didn't show you all the stuff that you can craft. This, right here, is the small crystal bag. What is the small crystal bag for? Well, you store crystals in it. What are the crystals? Well, you're probably not actually going to find any crystals till much later in the mod. They don't spawn anywhere in the overworld. They don't actually spawn, period. They're a created item that you need a much later machine added by the mod to create. I'll get to that eventually. You make it with 2 string, 6 leather, and a gold ingot. And there are upgraded versions of the bag. You get big bags and stuff. This item here, a chunk of Coralium. You can't make this in the overworld. This is here as a teaser. Because you need this item, Abyssal Stone, which does not spawn anywhere in the overworld. At all. You spawn... spawn? You spawn it. Yes, I did do that in creative mode. You smelt it. You smelt chunks of Coralium, and you get refined Coralium ingots. Those make very good tools. Now this item here is a wooden crate. It's basically a bigger version of the chest. Yeah, it's not super complicated. Just chest, 4 sticks, and 4 planks give you a wooden crate. Slightly bigger than a normal chest. And here is one of the machines, the engraver. You probably won't have any use for the engraver at this point, in the early stages of Abyssalcraft. You use 3 stone, lever, anvil, and these are blank coin engravings, which you use in the engraver. How do you make those? That's over here. Those are, you use 8 stone slabs, an iron ingot in the middle, and you get the blank coin engraving. Again, the coins play in much later in the mod. And that's how you make a blank coin. It's flint and 4 iron. But you can make coins out of iron, tin, or copper, depending on if you have mods with those in it. I should note that Abyssalcraft does actually add tin and copper ores, but you can't find them in the overworld, as far as I can remember. I might be wrong. Now, these are crafting recipes for another video. Okay, so I'm going to show you the biomes now. This is the Darkland Plains. It's pretty much the same as the normal vanilla plains. You can occasionally find trees in them. They're going to be the Darkland oaks. And you will also find structures. I don't think all of these structures have names. This is just a neat looking little thing. You can get redstone torches, bricks, slabs. But this particular type of structure is useful for another purpose. If you mine this out, you'll find a block of emerald. Yes, it is a block of emerald. It is not a troll. There's not TNT under it or anything. Yes. So, when you're in the darklands, look for the structures. There's usually some fairly valuable blocks in them. Okay, and now to the other biomes. Give me a second. Will note that this contains multiple different types of brain fart. I'm using a lot of mods with this. And at the moment, we are just in a regular Darklands biome. The terrain varies a bit. That stuff over there and this stuff here is from another mod. This is another type of structure. Again, don't know if it actually has a name. And unlike that other structure with the emeralds in it, there isn't anything special inside it. However, you can get 8 free glowing darkstone bricks. And that's nice. Now, you see, this is look here, let me show you a journey map a little to give you an idea of the size of these biomes. We're going to be getting to these in a bit. These are the Darkland Mountains biomes. And these dark purple ones here are the various Darkland biomes. Get to that in a bit. Here we go. Oh. Hello, mobs. I'll ignore you burning. We'll talk about them in another video. This is another type of structure that spawns. Get out of the way! It's made out of dark stone. Again, there are redstone torches. And inside of these, there are blocks of glowstone. Yeah, and at the moment we are in a regular I thought this was a Darklands forest. The Darklands forests don't look too much different from the normal Darklands. They've just got more trees. They're annoying. Now, one other thing of interest about structures spawning in the Darklands, you can have villages spawn in the Darklands, and they look a little bit different. Villages that spawn in the Darklands use Darkland materials, Darkland oak woods, and darkstone. There's cobblestone, planks, the logs, fences. Outside of that, they're basically just normal villages. This particular one spawned in the Darkland Mountains, so it looks a bit weird. And speaking of the Darkland Mountains, we are in them at the moment. Yeah, the Darkstone Mountains are basically a mountain biome made out of darkstone. The darkstone goes pretty deep. Let's see how deep. I'm in creative mode, so go down the hole. Going pretty deep, 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 deep. So yeah, there is stone under the Darkland Mountains eventually. But yeah, that was like what? At least 20 blocks thick? Well, that was like 65? Oh, 95. Around 30 thick. Ignore that. That's from another mod. Okay, so there is one other type of biome that spawns in the overworld from Abyssalcraft. And we're going to go there in a second. Yeah, this is the Coralium infested swamp. It is basically the same as a normal swamp, except for a couple of differences. There are some unique mobs that only spawn in the Coralium infested swamp. And, of course, the different textures. there is an important difference underground, and I'm going to show you that in just a moment. Where am... What? What the heck? The world seems to have despawned. What the heck? Oh! I'm not quite sure what that was about. But that may have been an effect I haven't mentioned. We're going to be a bit more careful about going down this time. This stuff... Okay, it was. I was curious about that. Going into this stuff gives you a lot of effects. That white stuff, that's called liquid antimatter. I'm in creative mode and it still affects me. This stuff is nasty. You do not want to touch this stuff. If you notice, it actually creates an effect called antimatter. Antimatter is basically a severely buffed up version of the wither effect. It damages you very fast. You're probably not going to survive more than 5 seconds. And, as you'll note here, well, you might note, items dropped into liquid antimatter, they despawn. It's basically like dropping stuff into lava. Now, of interest here is that you can collect liquid antimatter in a bucket. Liquid antimatter has an effect on all types of mobs. They will get those status effects. They will be heavily damaged. My voice is breaking. Now, there is an interesting effect when liquid antimatter comes into contact with other types of liquid. Watch this. Watch this, I said. It's not having the expected reaction. Darn it. Did I mess it up somehow? Okay, well, let's look at the lava then. Now, you see that? The lava is turning into cobblestone, the way it would react with water. I may be thinking of the other type of liquid added by this mod. The liquid Coralium. That stuff is also pretty nasty. Fortunately, you won't find it in the overworld. Now that it's night, we might actually see some of those unique mobs, but you're going to be guaranteed to see them in the video about mobs. Now, I mentioned a minute ago that there is an effect of the darklands that I didn't show. And I'm going to do that right now. Well, I say right now. Because I'm in creative mode, it doesn't affect me. But if I go into survival, you're going to see it in just a couple of seconds. And this is what makes the darklands hard. Just give it a second. Yeah, it's not like it happens on a schedule, but it happens. There we go. Blindness. Going into any of the darklands biomes causes the blindness effect at fairly regular intervals. It lasts a few seconds, and it can happen at any time of day. Like right now. That's what makes it challenging. Now, of interest, this particular item, which I'll get into much later, grants you night vision. Let's see if the blindness still affects me. It will. The blindness effect will proc in the Darkland Mountains as well. Well, nothing so far. So, oh, hello there. We'll see him in the mob video. Okay. Now, I believe I've gotten to all but 2 things about the overworld. And that's the stuff involving the monolith stones. And I definitely need to go back in the creative for that. Yeah. The monolith stones. Oh dear. Do load. Here we go. Now, in various parts of the world, you will find this. You will find things made of monolith stone that look like stairs going down. And inside you will find these guys. Ooh. These are lesser shaggoths. And they will destroy you. Yeah. Unless you're using a mod that gives you stuff that makes you invincible, you want to run from these guys, and you want to run fast. So inside this area is called a shaggoth lair. You will find this stuff, shaggoth biomass. These are basically spawners. So long as the biomass is here, the shaggoths will continue to spawn, and they will spawn endlessly. Yeah. Furthermore, they're hard to. This stuff is hard to dig up. There isn't any special tool that lets you that makes it go faster. And now we will go to the other type of monolith thing. This is another section. I'll get to that in another video. Notice this stuff here looks a bit odd. What is this? This is shaggoth ooze. When the shaggoths go onto any type of block that isn't the monolith stone, any type of solid block, doesn't affect water, they turn it into the shaggoth ooze. This stuff works like a little bit like a spawner, but not a spawner for shaggoths. They are a spawner for these, the shaggoth monoliths. Monoliths. I'm lisping a bit. On top of the shaggoth monoliths, darn it, I did it again! You will find statues. We're gonna get into the statues in another video. And we're also... I was lightning striking that. We'll get into that in another video. I'm gonna... By the way, if you see lightning strike one of those statues, you should probably run. Well, back to this area for the next video. So, I am not the most eloquent person. I probably could have done all this in a more efficient manner. I ramble a lot. But yes, this was the first episode of Abyssalcraft is Kind of Awesome, where I told you a bit about the new biomes in the overworld. The next video will be about tools. There are a bunch of very cool tools added by this mod, including some very powerful armor. Still not powerful enough to survive the shaggoths, though. Those things will destroy you. Yeah. So, this was Shepherd Chong. I'm wearing a helmet. I'm still wearing that. I forgot to take it off. I'll take it off. See, this is one of the really powerful armors I was just talking about. Why do I have slowness? What the heck? And why is it permanent? What? What? I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna end it there, I think.